Hi guys, how's it going? All this while in this series that I've been covering on creating on Figma, we have talked about multiple things. We've learned about how designs are created, how stylization is supposed to be done, how components are there, and how prototyping is done as well. So we've seen a lot of what Figma can do. Now I want to get to a point where we can start designing everything that we've been ideating for. But actually before we get there, I want to get to an ideation phase with you guys. So the plan over here is that we want to create a simple app, an app that lets you swipe to apply for jobs. But this app cannot be just that, right? So what we need to do is we need to plan about how the app will function, what are the multiple things that we can do in it. And so we will take the most grueling task of creating a wireframe, or actually just before a wireframe, a user flow journey. A user flow journey is basically how the user or anybody who is going to be using the app moves from one screen to another or one action to the next. It is slightly different from the wireframe in that shows you how those things will be there on screen, but the user flow is slightly easier. It just is probably just a flow of from one place to another. To create this user flow, there are multiple things that we can do. We want to create just a simple flow chart, right? Now you can do this on paper, where you just plan out what are the multiple things you can do, or you can take it online. There are multiple tools which are available, but we will use the one which is closest to Figma, and this one is called FigJam. So in this video, we'll see what FigJam is and how FigJam can be used, and alongside it, a user flow diagram for Linked. So let's get started. So here I have the Figma login screen, and instead of creating a new design file, I want to create a new FigJam board. Now this just brings up a new sort of interface, and this interface is not very complicated, honestly. Right? You can see very simple buttons over here, very simple actions that you can do. So there is a marker with which you can design or just write. There is a sticky note that you can place somewhere on the screen, and there are simple shapes that you can choose to apply. So if you want ellipse, rectangle, diamond, triangle, couple of other options over here as well. There is something for text. There's something for sections. We already know what sections are. We have seen that in Figma, and there are stamps. The stamps are good in case you're working with a team. So maybe you just want to make sure that whatever your teammate has suggested is nice, and you want to give it a seal of approval, and that's where you can use probably a +1. So that's what this is, and there are a lot of different templates which are already available in FigJam, and we're going to be using a couple of those. But the most important thing that is available in FigJam is its AI. Yes, FigJam has its own AI version, and you can use that to generate a lot of different things, and that is where we will get started. So let's start off with something simple. I will ask FigJam to create a user flow diagram for an app that lets user swipe for applying to jobs. So here I have a simple, actually not simple, slightly complicated prompt for the AI. Let's see what Figma is able to bring up with this. Okay, so here is the flowchart that has been generated. Start, browse jobs, swipe right, probably if yes, then apply to job, success. This is supposed to be a bar over here. I think this is slightly difficult over here to just manage this right there. Okay, apply to job. So yes or no. The no will again take you back to browse jobs. Okay. Success, browse companies. Browse companies is something that I would want as a separate feature. So here's what I am thinking, just to give you an idea. I would want the app to look something like this, where let's say there are a couple of navigation buttons. So here is the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. my drawing is horrendous, but that's not what we are here for. This is literally supposed to be just the mock design. So here is my job card that I can swipe right or I can swipe left to apply or reject a job. Now this is where probably the jobs can be, here is where companies can be, now this is what messages could be, and here is my profile. Right? So that's what I am thinking. So when I start off, I think this looks good. Probably browse jobs is the one that I would want. I can swipe right, swipe left. Either ways, all of this happens by default. I do not need to go anywhere from over here. This success is not necessary. Then, so this is the first way. Maybe I just delete this area and get another one. So I can also browse companies. That is another option. And this could be from the navigation bar. Now very similar to this, can I create another variation? So let's just bring in the arrow and I would want this to be connected. Okay. So here I have something for browse companies. So from browse companies, what I would want to do is probably, let's make this slightly bigger. So here I have created a very simple basic idea of what the navigation should be. So from the navigation bar, I would want the users to be able to go to browse jobs, browse companies, messages and notifications, and profile. So within profile, there should be definitely a edit profile. Browse jobs could be swipe right and then apply to job, or it can be probably a swipe left as well. So let's create another variation. So swipe left. And so this one was skip. This does not need text over here. I can just delete this, and very similar to this. Skip. So this is what I would want to happen. Okay. Maybe just the color, just to make it more appealing. Great. Okay. Now from the browse companies page, I can go to I can do a selection of jobs itself, whatever the list of jobs is, and that can redirect me to browse jobs if I am interested, right? So if the user is interested, so that is another one of what we can look at. And then messages and notifications, maybe you can have multiple messages, go to each of those messages and respond if there's anything. Slightly more nuanced feature, I do not want to go over there right now. Maybe we can just skip this for a different day. Then we have profile, very similar in edit profile, do not need this. Okay, so maybe this bit is the one that I would want the browse jobs and the browse companies one, which I would want to work properly. So maybe we can start with this and then we can see what are the other things that we can do. Okay, so when I am also browsing for jobs, instead of swiping right and left, what if I wanted to share it with somebody? And what if I wanted to bookmark it for some other day, and maybe something that I could save it in my profile as well. So from the profile, so let's say if I have saved jobs, so maybe saved jobs could be something like this, and just for clarity, I just move it over here, and maybe swipe right, swipe left could be an action that again saved jobs can take me from here to over here. Okay, so this is another variation of where I can go from saved jobs. If I have browsed a job, what I would want is to have two different actions. I was talking about that earlier. So let's say we have, can I create a simple circle over here? Yeah, these are two different actions that I would want to do. Let's just give it a different color, and I will just save it over here. Now from here, what I would want is this and another one over here. Now this could be save job, and the other one could be share job. And when I do that, probably I would want an share overlay, and this should bring up probably some sort of a share overlay. Okay, great. Let's just change the color to somewhat different. Okay, so this is how I will probably be creating all of these different job applications. If there is something that I have already applied for jobs, maybe that could be something that we can check from messages and notifications as well. So browse companies, list of jobs. I think this is okay. Maybe I can create a different variation from here instead, and that could just bring me applied jobs. So maybe a different screen, so where we can see what all the jobs that we've applied for. Okay, so this is great, and now I have these multiple screens. Okay, simple, not too difficult. If I have a job card like this, there are 4 navigation buttons over here: job, browse jobs, browse companies, messages and notifications, and profile. Maybe we can have a simple button over here, and another one over here, which could be for share and save the job. Okay, not too difficult. Maybe a very similar structure would be visible for, which I just keep it over here. Now instead of this, let's just bring up our company. Company, okay, yeah, that is an end. And maybe instead of having these swiping actions on the company card, maybe we can just have like a job and another job over here, and then an arrow. This arrow can probably take you back to the next card, right? So this is what I'm thinking of from list of jobs. This list of jobs can take you to the browse jobs page, and this browse jobs page will probably be more specific to only those jobs that you've already seen, that you've just seen over here from the company. Great. So this is what we can do and how we can design a user flow. Now, based on this, what I would want to do is probably create a simple wireframe. And let's do that next. So once this is done, what I want to create a wireframe for is probably a slightly cleaner design of what we have done over here. And if I can probably go back to my LinkedIn tutorials, this is the place, and let's create the wireframe. Okay, so here probably the first frame that I would want is something like this. Let's just call it job, browse jobs. This is my first page. This is where I would want a simple rectangle. So let's keep this something like this and give it a slightly different color. So here it is. Probably a navigation bar on the bottom, and this navigation bar could have different okay, so these are 4 ellipses that I would want probably in a slightly different color. So okay, we are definitely not going in for all of the alignments and everything. What I would want is just a simple idea of what the job can be, and probably over here I would want another circle, something like this, and another variation of this. Now both of these are supposed to be, let's say, for sharing. Maybe that's something that we can do. And here could be the entire company card. So let's say a rectangle over here. Now this could just be the logo, so we'll probably come back to this, write the job title here, create a small variation of this, and let's keep it, I can make this also slightly smaller. So job title. This could be company. Maybe we can just add in how old is this. Maybe we can also add how old was this listing. Okay, great. So this is what my job title and description can be. Let's probably create a small structure over here, which is basic stats. Let's call it basic job stats. Maybe this is where we can have the description of what is necessary. The key skill sets could probably be a part of this. So let's just put this over here. Okay, fair. And then create another box. Now this is where the job description could be. Okay, so this is how my wireframe would look like for the browse jobs page. Maybe we can have a search bar over here. Probably we can come back to that later and then we can figure out. Now this is the one that should be able to move or not. So all of this is going to be a single group. Within this entire group, maybe the job description and the rectangle has to be another group. I'm just doing this for the sake of my own planning. Maybe I can just create components of these elements. Probably this group could be part of it together. So this is what it is. These ellipses are supposed to be another group. Now this is supposed to be all another group. This could be navbar. And then we have the rectangle could also be part of the navbar. There it is. And finally this rectangle job card. Now this is a card that should be able to swipe or not, right? So okay, great. So we have this. Maybe we can have another variation, which is browse companies. I do not want this. Maybe we can have just this job. There I go. So this is how the browse companies card will be, and then if I can swipe from here, I can go directly till here. So that could be an interaction that we can keep there. So maybe we can create another one. Now the next one is supposed to be messages and notifications, and for that maybe let's move this over here, and then this will come over here. So here probably the entire screen could have just a simple thing like this. Let's create an oval. This could be probably the face of the person that is, or company, or probably whatever that is. And then we can add whether it's a message or whether it is a notification. So maybe we can have that somewhere on the side. So probably like a polygon if it is a message, and the text could be a message from, you just make this smaller, and name of the person. So So here I have one, just make this a group, create a duplicate and push it over here, create another one. Maybe this could be slightly different. Let's just make it notification from company. What if there was a new job that was posted, right? So this could be another notification, and similarly probably just create another variation and then another variation, just like that. Right, so this could probably be another screen if we do not have anything, maybe just a simple text. That's all. Could just be a text right here in the center. Okay, great. And lastly, probably the profile one, and do that. Let's create another frame. So here I would want probably like a photo on the top, so that's what we can see in the beginning. Let's keep it in the center. Some text, name over here, probably a place where I can see what are the jobs that we have applied. That's what we have created over here. Saved jobs, edited jobs, applied jobs. So those are the three that we want to do. And from here, probably a button so that can show save jobs. Okay, and Control G, create another variation and then create another variation. Apply jobs, and then what was the last one? Edit profile. Okay, edit profile, we do not need anything like that. So we do not need anything for edit profile. Maybe edit profile could just be over here. So probably like I'll just create an arrow right over here, which is supposed to be for edit profile, just something that just for our internal use case. So something like this, skills that we have probably created, and a rectangle in which I would want these skills to be visible. So all of the skills that we have probably created could be visible over here. Now, because this is wireframe, I'm not too concerned with how the alignment and everything is. It just looks, as long as it looks good, I'm okay with that. So here we have our skills, and yeah, I think that's about all of the things that we would want. Maybe we can have some sort of a different information over here. Probably experience. And then a rectangle right over here that can showcase what is the experience that I have listed. Great. So this is basically the plan that we will have, that we will execute going forward. Now this is done. Probably in the next one, what I want to do is figure out what are the different components that I would want to create so that all of these things are replicatable. For instance, these skills, I see that there are very similar ones, so maybe I can just create a component for that. Similarly, a component for message, if there is something that's there, or a notification from a company. So that could be another variation. Then for job listing, these could be another different component. Every component can have its own probably text file, and then we can choose to change the text if necessary, and then a card for the job title and the company name as well. Right, so these are the couple of things that we can do. Now this video we have been able to successfully create some sort of a wireframe. Now, of course, this is not entirely complete. Probably as we proceed, or as we ideate with a couple of other friends and friends and family, we might be able to get in more ideas. But hey, this is just a starting point. And if you are a budding UX designer, you are a long way from where you had started off. So congrats on that. Anyway, this is all that I have for this particular video. In the upcoming video, we'll start to figure out how these components can be structured. We can figure out what components can be created and how or what plugins can I use to create these components quickly. I will see you in the next video. Make sure that you like this video, share with somebody you think is starting on their journey, and subscribe to Designer.